Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and I'm here with another retro review for you. We're gonna be talking about Taboo Tuesday 2005. It's it's a show that would eventually be transformed into Cyber Sunday, where you would supposedly be able to pick the matches, but most of the choices were quite stupid, quite obvious. And a lot of the time it was probably rigged. It was most likely rigged for the most part. This show was a mixed bag, motherfuckers, a mixed bag of shit, but also a few good matches. There was one really good match on the card. Let's get right to it here. Rey Mysterio and Matt Hardy defeating Chris Masters and Snitsky. This here match sounds like a piece of fucking shit. Chris Masters and Snitsky sounds like a match made in hell. Originally, Edge was supposed to wrestle in this match, but for some reason he didn't. He might have been injured, then again he might have not. This was a very confusing fucking match. I didn't really understand why they chose to put Masters and Snitsky together. Very random. It was inter-promotional match. Mysterio and Hardy were on SmackDown. Masters and Snitsky were part of Raw. But it wasn't like a very good pairing. But, for this match, it actually was. On paper, this match looks kind of terrible. But in reality, this match actually wasn't too bad. I kind of enjoyed it for the most part. It's actually kind of fast-paced. Match flowed pretty well. Very enjoyable. I'd give this match 3 1/4 stars. Two wrestlers that weren't really that great, Masters and Snitsky, but I guess Mysterio and Hardy made it work. And, for the most part, I think it was a really surprising match. It's probably one of the most surprising pay-per-view matches I ever did see. I didn't expect this match to be this good. Then it was Eugene and Jimmy Snuka defeating Rob Conway and Tyson Tomko. Garbage ass fucking match here. This is exactly why I said in my previous reviews that 2005 was a piece of fucking shit. The Eugene gimmick was beyond fucking retarded. Just some retard. It was basically Santino. Thank God that Eugene and Santino never got to be a tag team, because this would have been a match made in hell. I am very fucking surprised that Eugene actually left the company prior to the PG era. This gimmick was beyond PG. It was beyond fucking annoying. And I remember every single time that Eugene used to get beat up by Triple H, it was one of the few times I actually cheered for Triple H. Yeah, motherfuckers. I used to be ecstatic when Eugene, sometimes he used to cry. I remember when he got his head shaved by McMahon. I thought it was funny because his character fucking sucked. And Snuka just looked out of it here. I don't understand. It was never part of his gimmick to be like a nutcase, but for some reason here, this is exactly what they did. They made him like a old crazy man that didn't even know where he was. And Conway and Tomko in this match, this made no fucking sense whatsoever. It was originally scheduled to be a handicap match. Then they just changed it to a tag team match, and it was just fucking garbage. Tomko and Conway. You know what kind of jobber team that is? These guys weren't worth the fucking shit at this time. Rob Conway was wrestling some legends on Heat, some jobber legends that weren't even doing anything at the time. Greg the Hammer Valentine, wrestlers that weren't doing shit, were just appear and face Conway. Garbage fucking match. I give this match a dud. Mankind defeats Carlito. I remember I was quite surprised that Mankind won this decision. They gave you a choice. It was Mankind, Dude Love, or Cactus Jack. I thought for sure people would have picked Cactus Jack, because usually with Cactus Jack you get the more hardcore match here. But they picked Mankind. Actually turned out to be a decent match. Mankind came back after 18 months of not wrestling. Good bumps here. Decent, straightforward, normal spots from Mick Foley. But it was pretty good. I give it 2.5 stars. It's a nice little straightforward match. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the bumps. I give this 2.5 stars. It was a bit short, but I liked it because of the bumps, and Foley put his body on the line, which is always appreciated. Then it was Big Show and Kane defeating Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch. This match came about because for the world title match, you had a choice between Big Show, Kane, and Shawn Michaels. And obviously, Shawn Michaels won. That was like a no contest. This is what I mean by retarded ass choices. Who the fuck would pick Kane and Big Show over Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid? That was a dumb fucking idea. It's not even like it would have been close. It's not like it's Rock, Stone Cold, HBK. It was Kane and Big Show versus HBK for the decision. Doesn't make any fucking sense, motherfuckers. Anyway, this match was garbage. Cade and Murdoch had the titles. Show and Kane. It was competitive to a point, but it wasn't that good, really. Just kind of bland. I give this match about 0.5 star. It was just bland, boring. Big Show moving slow. It's pretty much by default Big Show matches get a garbage rating. And it wasn't helping. Cade and Murdoch were not a very good tag team. They really didn't have enough of that, energy in the ring. Always like very lazy rest holds and just too much punching and kicking. They didn't have anything special in the ring. All due respect to the now deceased Lance Cade, but come on now. Then you had Batista defeating Jonathan Coachman, and he had Vader and Goldust. And Vader looked like a total embarrassment. Vader was always fat, but he was never that fat. Holy fucking shit. I remember leading up to this match, Vader got in the ring and he tripped on the apron. It was very embarrassing for him and very embarrassing for me to watch such an overweight motherfucker like that tripping. I'm always going to be a Vader fan, but that was an embarrassment. That was a blotch on his record of greatness. Vader is a legend, but he looked like a fucking goofball. He did alright here. They didn't have him do too much. Comparison to Goldust and here and Goldust now, you could even tell that even Goldust is wearing that whole cover-up suit. You could tell that Goldust's body has gotten into better shape nowadays. It's pretty crazy. 2005 to 2014, Goldust, well into his 40s, looks better than he did when he was in his 30s. That's impressive. But this match was fucking garbage. They originally promised us Stone Cold, which would have been entertaining, but instead they give you Batista. That is very disappointing. That's like being promised a big dish of Big Ziti, and instead you get a fucking peanut, just a little peanut for dinner. That's unacceptable, motherfuckers. Anyway, I give that match a dud. Fucking terrible. Trish Stratus defeated Ashley, Mickie James, Maria, Candice Michelle, and who the fuck else was in this match? Oh, Victoria. This was just a flat-out fucking disaster of a match. Very fucking terrible. Even Trish and Victoria couldn't even save this match. It was very bad. Just a lot of just limbs flailing all over the place. All the girls looked hot. This was, fulfill your fantasy. You got to choose what they were going to wear. And, that was about it. That was about it, motherfuckers. Beyond the eye candy, match was fucking terrible. I give this match, I give it a dud. Or I give it 5 stars for eye candy. But I give it a dud based on wrestling. Ric Flair defeated Triple H in the steel cage match. 4 stars, motherfucker. This was a great match and very bloody. Maybe one of the bloodiest steel cage matches of all time. And Ric Flair, I will say it now, Ric Flair is probably the best bleeder ever in wrestling. A very strange thing for a person to say, but I will say it here. When Ric Flair bleeds, the man, I don't know, it just very, very graphic and visual, and Flair just is very good at selling. His reactions to things just are very realistic, a good fight. Flair just crying out in pain during this match. He sold it a lot better, trying harder than Triple H. I mean, Flair shows you why here he's one of the best of all time, just really selling the match, making it look like $1 million, 4 stars. John Cena defends the WWE title versus Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels. Triple threat match here. This match was pretty good. Nothing phenomenal, nothing breathtaking, but I think it was a pretty solid match. I give it 3.5 stars. Good, fast-paced, never slow. Nothing that outstanding or anything that will stand out as a classic, but I think it was a pretty solid main event. Pretty solid main event. Anyway, this match, this show, I give it, man, so much fucking shit on this card. I give it a 6.5 out of 10. A good cage match, a good main event, a good opener, and Mick Foley wrestling. But aside from that, there was too much fucking shit on this. It was half good, half bad. So I'll give it a little bit more than half. I won't give it a 5 out of 10. That's a bad rating. But 6.5 out of 10 is very generous for a card like this. You had too much shit on here. Too much garbage. Too much predictability from the voting. And the choices were downright fucking moronic. And things like Rob Conway and Tyson Tomko tag teaming, that is not even good enough for a Raw, motherfuckers. That was good enough for Heat, you know. And this, you know, I couldn't remember the order of the matches, so I look on Wikipedia. Now this match isn't on the network, but I'm looking that Shelton Benjamin actually wrestled on Sunday Night Heat. A more talented wrestler than half the guys that were on this card was on fucking Sunday Night Heat. And Rob Conway, Snitsky, Masters, Tomko, Jonathan Coachman, all these motherfuckers had a match on this card and Shelton Benjamin didn't. That is embarrassing. And I forget if Edge had a match or not. I don't remember. If he was injured or not, I don't remember. But he didn't wrestle on the card. Unacceptable, motherfuckers. Unacceptable. Alright. This was a pretty bland show, but some decent matches. The cage match is worth a look. Everything else you could pretty much skip. Alright, motherfuckers.